Man, it's such a joy. It's such a joy to ride the KTM Adventure. No matter what people say, guys. I mean, you'll see a lot of reviews, and I myself have seen a lot of reviewers just shit on the Adventure 390. Let me tell you guys, this is such a great and such a well balanced bike. I mean, the amount of power it has and the comfort that it has, it's so well balanced. Sure, there are few negatives here and there. The initial torque is a bit low, and the stiff suspension from the factory. But these are just one or two things, and there are remedies for that. But overall, it's such a great bike. It will definitely get you in a good mood. I love riding it to work. I love riding it on weekends. I just find excuses and opportunities to ride the ADV. And even in the traffic, guys, it's such a versatile bike. It can go anywhere. It can climb over footpaths. It can climb over rocks. It can climb over fucking mountains. Until unless you're stuck in this kind of Mumbai traffic wherein you don't have anywhere to go, it's going to take you places, man. It's not going to get you stuck anywhere. Earlier, I used to ride a CBR 1000. I was very much into older bikes. It was a 1989 CBR 1000, 1000F Hurricane, and I had that. I had a CBR 400 NC23. I had a Kawasaki GPZ 600, and after riding for as many years as I've done, I would not hesitate to recommend the KTM Adventure for anyone and everyone. Just sell off your superbike. There is absolutely no reason to be riding a superbike in Mumbai or even around Mumbai. Bigger bikes just don't make sense in our city. Even just for riding on weekends, guys, there is a whole thought process that would go into getting my bigger bike out. I had to think about the traffic, I had to think about the weather, I had to think about the bike overheating, I had to think about a lot of things, man. Especially on the older bikes, uh, there was always something breaking, there was always some work to be done. And as soon as I rode the ADV, one of my friends uh, got this ADV when I got my CBR 400, and I just thought, oh, it's a KTM, man. It would be just like the Duke. I did not know what an adventure bike was. It just looked kind of funny to me, and I was very much into, fully faired, great sounding inline fours. You could say I was not matured at that point in terms of the biking mindset. I'm still learning, but then at that point I was just going after the loud and shiny things. And that is how most people get into motorbikes. It's not a bad thing. That's your gateway drug into motorcycles. And once you get the taste of that, you just can't go back. Motorcycles will be a part of your life after that. And after riding for a few years, I realized that rather than having the loudest or the shiniest bike or the best looking bike, it was much more important that I actually got to ride the bike that I wanted. And if I had a big 1000cc super bike and I don't get to ride it whenever I want because of the traffic or heat, then what's the point of having it? I still, I am lucky to have a few friends who own big bikes and allow me to ride them as well. So I am very lucky in that aspect. So even if I don't own a bigger bike right now, uh, I still get to, have a taste of it if I ever feel like it. But in all honesty, man, uh, getting an adventure bike or even a bigger adventure bike, I would say. I have a few friends who have the multis, the Ducati Multistradas and the Africa Twins and the BMW GSs. They are not as versatile as this for city, but definitely, man, they are so much better than getting a super bike. Getting like a fully faired super sport. Getting a bigger ADV would be a better option. Okay, last few things. I would just like to applaud KTM, man, for the electronics package that this bike has. Because the traction control and the ABS is mamma mia. It has saved my ass more times than I can count, on the road as well as off road. Whenever I go really hard on the brakes or on the throttle, if the grip is not too good on the road, I can definitely feel the ECU trying to pull me back. And that is in sync with what I myself would do in those situations, because over the years riding the older bikes without any traction control or ABS, you develop a feel for the grip that you have, and you kind of start to feel everything in your butt from the seat. You start to feel the grip, and then your throttle hand automatically kind of adjusts subconsciously to work around to get that grip. And the traction control that KTM offers, it kind of works in sync with what I think in my mind. It's not very unpredictable as to what the traction control is going to do. So it's very much in sync with the rider, and that is something I really like. I can just sometimes when I want to relax, I can just shut off my mind and I can just ride and enjoy. Okay, guys, I've reached the office. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. Thank you, guys.